Hello from Sardinia. We just arrived at our accommodation after one day of traveling. We drove from Austria to Venice and flew from Venice to Olbia because flights from Venice are way cheaper than from any other airport. Picked up our rental car and then drove up to our accommodation in the hills above Olbia. Take a look at the view. Down there we have Olbia, and now we will get something to eat, and tomorrow we will take a look at the stages. We are on the road to the Sunday stages today because those both are new, or at least not driven since the time onboard videos are available, so we will check those out. So these are the things you only find when you drive the stages yourself, because on Google Maps you don't see water on the stages. So seems like there are a lot of water splashes this year in Sardinia. Just checking if we can go through this with our rental car. So we made it to the highest point of the Portigliada stage, the new one for a Saturday afternoon. And this one is not made for front-wheel drive. It was quite a fight to get up here with the rental car. And unfortunately no useful places for making videos on this stage up until now, unless the downhill part makes up for it. But the view from up here is just gorgeous. It feels like we see half of the island from here. So good morning, 7:30. We just parked the car and now walking up to Shakedown. Shakedown is usually a lot of walking, like here where we have to walk like 2 kilometers up the hill. Okay, so we walked like 1.5 kilometers of the Shakedown stage, and there are some places that are okay, nothing really spectacular, but a lot of okay stages. And now go back up again, because for the first cars I want a place where I can change a lot to get a lot of different angles from the WRC. So, Shakedown is done for me. Actually the mask came in pretty handy, because in the dust it is way better with the mask. So now I'm gonna try to find a place, hopefully with some shadow, to do the video editing. So Shakedown isn't finished yet, but all WRC drivers passed 3 times, so I found a spot, a shadow, to do the video editing. Now we climb down the hill again for our car, somewhere down there. And then probably head to the beach. So Dominik actually made it into the water, but I'm not sure, I will try. It's actually warmer than expected. Yeah, I have to go in as well. It's pretty refreshing. I didn't think I'd go into the sea, because normally I'm quite a coward when it comes to this, but it's really awesome here. Nobody has ever done that. There's an animal here, right in our garden. Take a look. Aww. I've never seen a wild turtle before, so Thursday afternoon usually is the time where you pick your places for the next days, and we actually have a pretty decent plan for Friday and Saturday. Sunday we are not so sure yet, but the good thing here in Sardinia is the itinerary here is like in an Austrian Championship round. 2 stages in the morning repeated, and then 2 different ones in the afternoon repeated, so you can do 4 stages without any trouble, without any hurrying from one stage to another. So really good itinerary, that's why we are here. So good morning. As great as it is seeing 4 stages on a day in the WRC, downside is you have to get up very early, usually before the sun is rising. Back from the first 2 stages, they're quite disappointing actually, because there wasn't enough water in the river crossing, and even more because we were there 2 times because of the lack of proper alternatives. So heading to the next stage, hopefully better. So after 1 hour driving, we are on the Tula stage, or the stage with 1,000 windmills, and we are walking down to about 2 or 2.5 kilometers after the start for the first round, and then we'll do the jump right next to the axis in the evening. Extremely dusty here, take a look. This was just 1 car. And on places like this, I'm glad that I always wear long trousers instead of shorts, so you won't get your legs cut up in all this mess here. This was probably the most dustiest stage I've ever been to. This thing here is really necessary on places like this. I don't know if it was worth it, but at least we got some shots nobody else has. If somebody would have told me, I wouldn't believe them, but I'm actually feeling cold here. It's so windy, and the sun is long gone, long before the stage. And it's been a long day, pretty exhausted. So it rained overnight, which means, at least for a first run, we won't have any dust. But actually, quite a lot of spectators here camping. So first run at Mickey's Jump was okay. Didn't feel like such an iconic WRC place because there wasn't that much atmosphere compared to, for example, a Collins Crest. Maybe because it was 9 in the morning, but shots are good. Okay, it was okay, and now we'll do the second run here. Some fast corners next to the water.
Questo che è sordo? Minchia fa!
First we were a bit down because of the steep uphill walk. We weren't allowed to drive uphill here, so our car is parked somewhere down there. And I'm on the way to the car. Dominik is a few meters behind me, so I will get the car, move as close to that road as possible to pick him up, that we make it to the other place in time. Dominik took those amazing pictures with Castelsardo and the sea in the background. So we're both really happy. Definitely the best place we've been to so far. So another great stage. It made a really great day. 4 stages, 4 really good places. The last one here you could see very far, almost 2 kilometers of the stage through the windmills. It was an awesome day. Really happy with what we got today. And as expected, the Castelsardo stage is the best. There are so many more places here I could run this stage every day and you would still find places here. First stage of the day is done at the water splash. It was a place kind of like Mickey's Jump. It didn't feel that spectacular while filming it, but when you rewatch the videos you took, you're thinking about what did I have to complain about. So good first stage. Now we try to find another spot. We haven't planned anything in particular. We will just walk the stage and try to find one, since we have about 2 hours till the start of the power stage. There's plenty of time to walk. Oh wow, that last stage had everything. Probably the best shots I got this weekend. But first, the marshal told us we couldn't stand at the jump, so I went up and was actually satisfied with the place there. And after the first Hyundai, I tried it and went down, checked if it was possible to film the jump. And I saw some people standing there, so I got there and it was totally worth it. I always like when the weekend ends with a high note. So now I'm headed to the car, do editing right here in the car, hopefully upload it, hopefully the internet connection is better here than at Shakedown. It started raining when I walked out and boy, it's hot in the car. Turned on the air condition, copying the files, and I will do the editing here. The video editing finished, we can go back to accommodation now, but unfortunately no swimming today. Looks like the rain will keep on. Apparently we have to wait because our little friend here. So Monday, the day after the rally. Our flight just leaves at 9 in the evening, so we have 1 day of holiday where we can drive around the island, enjoy the weather, enjoy the landscape. Just have a really relaxing day before we fly home.